What is going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I screwed over at Pizza Hut. Now, I worked hard all year because, we was doing good in the scorecard. I wanted the school to do good, and if the store done good and we ended up number one, that's closer I get to being shift manager of the year. Every day that, I came to work since I started being a manager or something, I wanted to be manager of the year. I done everything. I treated the customers right, the employees right. I done everything, it's nice to them, fair to them, treated them like the family. That's just, how I done things, I really treated them nice. So at the end of the year, our GM won General Manager of the Year. So I said, since he won it, the store is going to probably get Shift Manager of the Year. And at the time, there was like 4 managers or whatever, not counting the GM, but 4 regular shift managers, maybe 5. But I said, this isn't no battle. It's like, I've been working hard all year or whatever, and making customers happy, making, employees happy or whatever. I mean, I show up to work sometimes, and, a couple people come up excited asking me if I work. Yeah, I work. They said, cool. Customers will come in and see me working or whatever, and, want to eat there. There's other managers and other people there that the customers will come in and they leave because they know that we're bad on that shift, that, they're not going to get the good service or anything. So I was really, good at customer, co-workers, with people working under me. I done a good job for them. So, like I said, the GM on General Manager of the Year, so I figured, one of the shift managers is going to get it. And I worked the hardest out of all of them. I help everybody, So I said, I got this on lockdown. But I didn't get it on lockdown. I didn't get it at all. What happened was my numbers wasn't good enough. So the shift manager of the year, his numbers were better than mine. So he got the reward and I didn't. And I was very, very upset, very upset. And I was like, how can he do better than me? Or it came down to numbers, on drive time. He had better numbers than me, like, he was at like a 30-minute and I was at 40 something, or, just giving you an estimate. His drive time was small, mine was big. So, he got the reward and everything, and, I kind of blew it off. Yeah, I was really, really mad and upset or whatever, but I was like, there's got to be a reason, got to be a reason. So I was at prep cook. I was prepping dough up, and I seen him go past, and, from the table you can look back and see the, register where, you take them off the road and you give them the money or whatever, and I was like, cause they saw them $20 in the bank, whatever, so they pay the money and, stuff like that. I don't go in deep on how Pizza Hut done their thing, but, I seen dispatch a driver, and, the driver left or whatever, and, he went back to washing dishes or doing something. I was busy prepping up dough, so I didn't really see what he was doing or anything. So, I paid it no mind or whatever, so I went back to prepping up. And about 20 minutes later, he comes by and he's at the register, and what he does was he brings the driver back, acts like he's paid, and they lay the receipt on the counter, and he walks back to the dishwasher or something, and I'm thinking to myself, is that how he is getting better time than me? Is he bringing drivers back early that aren't in a store yet? I was like, that's messed up, whatever, and I started noticing that other managers were doing it. And, I said, that's wrong. That is lying. That is cheating the system, and it's not right. Not right at all. So, a little while later, after he gets a promotion, about a month later, 2 weeks later after he gets his promotion, he comes to me and says, because he called me Chang, he said, Chang, he's like, you have to get your numbers up. Your numbers are bad. Get your numbers up. Get your numbers up. And I said, I'm trying. He said, let me show you a trick. So, that day, and he brought the driver back early or whatever, and I said, I ain't going to do that. I was like, that's a sin against God. That's a sin against anybody that sees us and believes it's real. I'm not going to do it. Plain and simple. I'm not going to break the rule or whatever. Plus, who knows who's going to show up, the boss or whatever, and they see me messing with times or whatever, and I get fired. But mostly I was like, you want me to sin against God? I'm not going to do it, homie. That ain't happening. You can get mad, you can yell, you can scream, you can cut me down on hours, you can do anything you want to do. But I'm not going to sin against God. I'm not going to sin against God. I was like, you may not have a problem with lying, faking crap out, but I do. That's a sin against God. I ain't going to sin against God. No matter what you say, what you do, cut me down on hours, money, anything you want to do. I'm not sinning against God. Plain and simple. It is what it is, people. You know what I'm saying? So, I walked away. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, that's pretty messed up if he had her stoop to that level to get that reward or whatever, because, he wasn't working as hard as I did. Many times him just being in the kitchen, making orders, and when he wasn't, he was talking, BSing with other employees or whatever, and the wait's need your help, and, he doesn't go up there. He makes a smart-ass comment to the waits or whatever about they should be fired if they need help or whatever. And I'm making pizzas and I'm like, damn dude, for real? Like you really gotta flex on them and, say that you're not gonna help them? So I didn't know how he won shift manager of the year with an attitude like that. But, it came down to numbers. His numbers were better than my numbers. Because, he always bring the people back about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes before they actually get back. And me, I want to cheat. If you leave at 8 and you're not back to 8:40, I'm going to clock you. You're going to be on the road from 8 to 8:40 or whatever. And it's going to affect my numbers. But like I said, I ain't going to screw, I ain't going to lie against God. I ain't going to sin against, sin, have God mad at me. I'm not going to sin against anybody that's within this. This ain't happening. And all the managers hated me because all the managers were doing that. The clerks came to me and said, you're messing up the scorecard. You need to do this. You need to do that trick. And the waitresses were even coming up to me, telling me I need to do that trick, that I'm hurting the numbers. I don't care if I hurt if I didn't care if I didn't help the numbers or I hurt the numbers. I'm not sinning against God. That is not happening. Plain and simple. And that's why I didn't get shift manager of the year, because I wasn't willing to break the rules to get there. But hey, if you have to break the rules, if you have to cheat to get there, well, you don't deserve to be there. But anyway, that's my story. Peace out, homie. Have a good day. Charlie Motes will see you on the flip side, people.